Hello everybody, and welcome back to Game Ideas number 4. And this is Call of Duty World at War, by the way, which brings us cleverly into the little segue. Yes, I was reading a bit about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I was reading a lot of comments about how, Call of Duty's lost its way, it's a poor little lamb, and it's lost its way, and it doesn't know where it's supposed to go anymore, so it's going into, fight fucking, space battles, and it's kind of gone off reality. And I thought, what would be a good Call of Duty game for Call of Duty to get back on top, redeem itself in the eyes of, the public, and maybe remember its way again. And I thought, well, naturally, a World War II game, because, World War II was when Call of Duty was at its best. So I thought about from there, and I've come up with a nice new little Call of Duty game for everybody, which on one half is actually a really good game in disguise, and secondly is a cash cow, well, a money grabbing thing, so the Call of Duty people won't be scared off and can make lots of lovely money like they always want. So, okay, first off, just so that the bigwig developer people don't run away, I will explain why it's profitable first. Okay, the game is, you are a German army soldier, just not SS, nothing like that, just a regular Wehrmacht army soldier fighting on the side of the Germans in the Second World War. The prologue starts with you, the prologue isn't in the First World War, but I'll get to that later. First mission is you fighting Poland, then you fighting France and England, then you fighting in Greece, and then you fight in Russia, and then you carry on fighting in Russia towards the end, till the end of the war. Okay? Now, let me explain why it will be profitable first before I explain why it will be good. Profitable. First off, you'll get all of the gutter snipes who always buy Call of Duty games to buy it. That's just natural. That's just what will happen. Okay? You'll always get those guaranteed sales. Secondly, you'll get all the people who wished Call of Duty to go back to World War II buying the game again, because they'll be like, oh man, they've gone back to World War II. They've got self-awareness at last. So you'll get a shitload of money from those guys who were disillusioned with Call of Duty and now will come flooding back to you. Thirdly, you'll get the controversy vote. Oh my god, you're making a AAA, Call of Duty game where you play as a German soldier. Oh my gosh, controversy. Wow, we gotta buy this game to see what it's like. That will also give you a shitload of media attention, which means that, even more people will be encouraged to buy your game. And then from there, you'll also get all the sleeper sales for people who will be like, oh, I want, the curiosity sales. Oh, Call of Duty's doing something different. I think that's a good thing. And finally, when the truth is out and realize it's actually a very good game, you'll get all of this, hidden sleeper sales will come out and buy it as well. So this is a concept guaranteed to make you a bucket load of money, and you should totally do it. You on board? Your big scary developer mind's on board? You're not intimidated? It's going to make you lots of money. Remember, money, it's something you like. Okay, you on board? Good work, Mr. AAA developers, good work. Now let me explain why it's actually a good game for everyone in the room who isn't, under the age of 5 and has IQ higher than a walnut. Okay, the prologue is 1918, the First World War. You're playing as a German army soldier engaged in a final, desperate attack against the Allied trenches. Okay? Now this is what we call well, not in the industry, because I'm not part of the industry, but this is what we call a supposed to lose fight. So you charge out into no man's land, firing with your bolt-action rifle, run up, get up to the French trenches, and, you get wounded and forced to surrender. And then a voiceover comes along, explaining that, that is how your main character's father, stopped the first, finished the First World War. That was the end of his war. And then it explains, the whole plot about, your main character, who I'm just deciding to call Heinrich von Gruber, because I don't have any originality whatsoever, explains how his father was a soldier in the First World War, through the opening intro, and after the First World War, he was discharged from the army because, he was a career soldier. He spent like 30 years in the army before the First World War. and how after the First World War he was forced out of a job because of the Treaty of Versailles. He became a drunk, he became bitter. He always went on about how, the German government betrayed him, and, France, was evil and, forced them to surrender, and they didn't lose the war. And that encourages your character, Gruber, to sign up for the German army at the outbreak of 1939. Okay? He's motivated by an honor to, a duty to restore his family's honor in the eyes of his father, a call of duty for, his new Germany. They're going to redeem the sins of the past, and just, he's not evil. He's not about wanting to destroy the world or fight Jews or anything. He just wants to restore, Germany as it once was, and, redeem his country in the eyes of the rest of the world. So he's a relatable character. He's not evil. He's not, an asshole. He's just someone who's motivated by a call of duty to his father and a call of duty to his country. So that makes him relatable and actually fits into the whole secret aspect of the game, which is, what's the meaning of Call of Duty? See, this is the little hidden theme throughout the game. Okay, it will start off with your character fighting, the Polish and the French, yeah, we're gonna win the war, heroic, uplifting. And then as the war drags on, fighting on the Eastern Front, the fucking shitstorm of, Russian winter, your character becomes more and more disillusioned with the idea of Call of Duty. What does it actually mean to him? What's the purpose of him fighting? And then when the SS and Gestapo go around, maybe they execute one of his friends for retreating, he becomes completely disillusioned and realizes that the Call of Duty is a lie. It's just a lie he told himself. There is no call to duty anymore. It's all, everything he'd fought for was a lie, and his father's, vision died when the First World War ended. So, the first few missions will be you fighting, against the French and the Polish, the French, and the British, and, it'll be kind of easy, easy missions, you're on the back of Panzer tanks, and there'll be awesome set pieces with, like, Stuka dive bombers blowing up, French tank columns, and, badass, moments and explosions and, usual stuff. And then it will go on to fighting against partisans in the Greek countryside, which is where you'll get your first little bit of a disillusion when you're ordered to, shoot a bunch of peasants or, surrendering partisans as a warning, which will be the game's controversial moment, because all Call of Duty games have got to have one. That will be the first warning signs. And then as you're fighting on the Eastern Front, and the SS start, killing your own men, and, you're stuck in a shit Russian winter wishing you were dead, and wishing that the SS guy that keeps following you around would, step on a landmine, you start to, become disillusioned with Germany, disillusioned with the idea of, the country, of the Call of Duty. And then the last mission is actually you fighting through German lines with the Russians on your heels, so you can surrender to the Americans before the Russians get you or the SS execute you. So it would be a whole hidden deconstruction of the entire idea of Call of Duty itself. Patriotism, gung-ho militarism, wish power, crikey, wahey, fun. It would all be kind of a lie. A disillusion, so that, that would be the whole game's hidden theme. And it would have, good character moments, like your character isn't a complete asshole, and this, the soldiers around you aren't complete assholes. They just, want to do their job and go home to their wives, and they talk about, their girlfriends and their families, and, favorite type of schnitzel, and little things that make them more, human and relatable. It's not, yeah, wish power, we've got to fight, we're the best in the universe sort of thing. It would be a bit more subtle than that. There'd be nice little subtle moments, character conflict, character conflict like between your squad, in the middle of the Russian winter. Some of you want to just, abandon your patrol and go back to hiding in your, in your trench with your little campfire, and some of you are like, no, we got to keep patrolling, that's what we're told. So there'll be just little character moments like that, and subtle storytelling that would make it a genuinely fun and good game. It would be, it'd be something that Call of Duty has not been for a long time. It would have character, it would have emotion. You know, it would actually be a decent game. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this concept. 1 second, I'm going to carry on talking, so I need to edit this together. Hello, guys. Sorry, I didn't fucking set the time limit to unlimited. I apologize profusely. I'm still not that professional at this sort of thing. Right, carrying on. So yeah, no, that would be where, the game would be at. So, it's got the good character and customization and class, and it'd be focused. You wouldn't like, unlike some previous Call of Duty games where you jump back and forward between characters, it wouldn't have that. You'd be focused on the main protagonist the whole game throughout his military career in the Second World War. This would mean that you wouldn't, have to, the game would be focused on a single character, a single idea, and you wouldn't have to deal with, multiple characters, and, you know how it kind of becomes unfocused, a bit cluttered, if you will. So yeah, we wouldn't have that problem, it would all be sorted. So yeah, and I think you'd have some cool set piece moments, like, I wouldn't do what some other previous Call of Duty games have done, which is like, where you cut to a pilot fighting in the freaking, a pilot flying over the battlefield and cut to different characters for individual missions just to show off set pieces. I wouldn't do that. I'd have some cool set piece moments in the actual campaign, like riding on the back of a freaking, Tiger tank like a Tanko Desantniki, and, spraying with your MP40, keeping off Russian infantry from, attaching mines to the side of the tank. I'd have awesome moments like that, and I'd have, cool heroic stands, and I'd have, like, aircraft flying overhead and explosions, and, all of those lovely things that the developers want in the big trailers that they release. And as for the multiplayer, go back to a World at War style multiplayer. Fun, simple World War II, have bigger maps, like, big open maps, lovely scenery, shooty runabout maps, I don't know if I'd bring back vehicles like in that Call of Duty World at War had, because I think Battlefield does vehicles so much better, and vehicles never felt right in Call of Duty games, as a general rule, but you could still have lots of fun, and you'd always have the same asshole gutter snipe shits who run around, 15 levels higher than you spraying with machine guns. I'd probably have a bit of a more emphasis on, short-range combat, MP40s, SDG-44s, that sort of thing. I'd add a lot more weapons, like, I'd add British weapons, French weapons, German weapons. And for multiplayer, I'd actually start everyone on early war weapons, so, like, French, bolt-action rifles, German bolt-action rifles and stuff like that. And they wouldn't get assault rifles or MG42s or shit until they were, higher levels. That would mean that, at least at the start of the, the game's launch, everyone would be on the same page, and you wouldn't be murdered by assholes with fucking automatic weapons right off the bat. But I don't know, that's just me. Yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think, if this Call of Duty game existed that I've been banging on about, would you play it and would you buy it? Because I suppose that's the thing that the marketing departments would want to hear, but would you like it? Would you like a nice World War II Call of Duty game which actually has a nice, subtle, involved plot and, relatable human characters? Would that appeal to you, or are you the type of person that just wants more fucking tech wank? I like to believe that the people on my channel I like to believe that you're, equal and varied, but that you're smart enough to know that Call of Duty has never really been that sophisticated as it got, bigger and better. So, yeah, just, I don't know, let me know what you think. I'm always happy to have a few ideas about this. So, yeah, no, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you appreciate this, and I will see you all again another time.